is ready as their guys get set to match up between the Los Angeles Rams and the Seattle Seahawks. Ready to get us started, the Aussie punter and kickoff man, Michael Dixon. And off we go from Seattle. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. First and 10, and kind of tipping their hand at running the ball. 3 tight ends are out there. Now the first carry for Cam Akers. And not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 26.
No doubt about it. A really nice job there by the defense, not allowing him to get to the perimeter. But that means your defensive ends, your outside linebackers, the guys that you pay big money to sack the quarterback, they also have to have interest in the running game as well. And they did a nice job there of holding the point of attack and not giving ground.
Here's a run with Akers on second down. And he'll fight forward to about the 27-yard line. 2 runs in a row, but only 2 yards to show for it.
Back-to-back runs, I'd say that encompassed maximum effort for minimal gain.
Minimal yardage, and now they're going to need something more than minimal on this play coming up. An early tough test on the opening drive. This is 3rd and 8. From the gun, here's Newton. He's going to rifle one deep left. Oh, this is taken in. It's complete. And he is going to have a Rams first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. A very nice pickup of 33 yards. So the big play moves him all the way across midfield to the 40 now for 1st and 10. On the counter, this is Akers. And this one's going to go the wrong way. Losing yardage back at the 42. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12. Newton out wide. That's complete. Got some real estate inside the 30. And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds. A first down there on a pickup of 25. Zero hesitation that time. That was get ball, throw ball.
Yeah, turn into a smoke route. If you see the coverage off the receiver, doesn't matter whether you call it a run or not. Just take the ball, get it out to him.
They'll run on first down with Akers. And he'll get it here to the 10-yard line. It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
And 4. Are you kidding me? Really? Are you kidding me?
6 yards on that last play. Here's 2nd and 4. Now before this 2nd down play, we'll get whistles and a timeout. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. 4 yards remain on 2nd down. Ball on the 10. Maneuver his way down to about the 7. Call it a gain of 3, but not enough to move the sticks. It'll be 3rd and about a foot or 2.
Brings up 3rd and inches.
Now Malage. And they'll be driven back here, losing yardage to the 9. 4th down now after a loss of 2.
It's a loss of 2 yards. Brings up 4th down.
They'll try and run with Malage. And he's able to pick up the first before he's brought down inside the 5 at the 4. A solid pickup of 5 and a very solid 4th down conversion. And defensively, pure frustration. 1st and goal, a good chance for our first touchdown of the new season. They'll run here with Akers. And he will push his way forward down to about the 3-yard line. Only a yard that time, 2nd and goal. Looking at this now, you got a couple more cracks here this close. Sneak it.
I don't think you even go into a huddle. Just line up, snap it, and fall in behind those guys into the end zone.
They'll look to run with Akers. And he'll get blown up behind the line of scrimmage. Back at the 6. That's a big loss of 3, and it brings up 3rd down.
The short field shrinks even more with the type of bodies they brought in on that play. Those extra tight ends, they weren't able to secure their blocks, and that one ended up going backwards.
Maybe the first big test of the season here on both sides. This is 3rd and goal. Here's Akers. They try and run. And he's going to take this one in for a Rams touchdown. A 6-yard touchdown run. And the Rams take it right down and score on the opening drive. Excellent start there. First drive of the season. Big-time success putting it in the end zone.
And remember, that was done without any real map of how to do it. In other words, the deeper you get into the season, you got game film to work off of, tendencies to work off of. The first drive of the season, things can be entirely different than what you've seen in the past. It's a really good job of execution by them.
Wilson and the Seahawks take over now, 1st and 10 at the 31-yard line. Now a first carry for Melvin Gordon. It'll be a pickup of 10 yards. And that'll make it 2nd and a foot or so.
That's a really nice job by them picking up the run blitz and detecting it and blocking it and turning it into a nice run. And a lot of times you think if you blitz a running play, you're going to smother it. But a lot of the blitzers, they come in a little bit high. They don't have great leverage, and they're easily blocked and turned to the side.
That goes for a gain of 31. 6-0 our score after 1.
With the score, Rams 6, Seahawks 0.
They go play action with Wilson. That's going to be caught. And he is in for the Seattle touchdown. Ricky Seals-Jones, 28 yards. And the Seahawks are now just an extra point away from moving out in front. Extra point up and through by Myers. And they take the lead here at 7-6. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken.
The Rams take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
Set to begin their next drive, the Rams offense at the line. They'll begin on the ground with Akers. And not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 26.
The tackle made by Jordan Brooks. A gain of a yard. Brings up 2nd.
They fake the give. Newton.
At the 26-yard line.
He'll get this complete to Cooper Kupp.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion. They would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication. And as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete. This defense has really flown around in the first half. They've gotten to the ball carrier before they can really get started. Offense got to come up with something else in order to try and get this running game going.
Returnable for Lockett. A good return there. Call it 13 yards. And it'll be Seahawk football, 1st and 10. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. They were successful last time finding the end zone on their opening drive of the season. Wilson hit. It's loose. It's out. Fumble. And now the Rams have got it going the other way. And they are going to score on the fumble return. Touchdown, L.A. So this defense clicking early in the year, week 1, the return for a touchdown.
The organization made a concerted effort in the offseason to improve this defense. I have to say they like the early returns.
They're going to keep it on the ground. And unable to to connect. They don't get the two-point conversion here. Now, they had the big play on the fumble return. They were looking for the 1-2 punch, but they couldn't get that two-point conversion.
And I have to wonder, were they scheduled to go ahead and kick the extra point, but after a play like that, you talk about the 1-2 punch, right? It's a momentum play. Go for two and really try to capitalize, and that's what they attempted.
Here's the Seattle offense ready to get this drive underway. And let's just say they're going to be looking to start over on this drive. A few moments ago, they were in the exact situation, but their first play led to a fumble that was returned for 6.
Yeah, you definitely have to have a short memory to play in the NFL. You got to remember what you did wrong so you don't repeat it. But you can't dwell on it because then you will repeat it, and that's what you don't want to do.
At the 40-yard line.
On 1st and 10, it's Wilson. It's complete here to T.Y. Hilton. And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. Getting it to him in space pays off big time. That winds up going for 31. So now then, the big play has him all the way inside the 30 now, 1st and 10. They'll give it to Gordon out of the shotgun. And only able to muster a couple down to about the 27.
Certainly a nice job there by the defense rallying to the football and getting him on the ground. But I think the play gets made by the defensive front. Because if they can't get upfield, their job is to go ahead and get low, almost get into a ball sometimes, stack things up, and make it difficult for the runner.
And he will score. Touchdown, Seattle. DK Metcalf. 27 yards. And the Seahawks are going to retake the lead. And the lead is now 2.
Makes the score Seahawks 14. Rams.
The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. And this will make it into the end zone.
The Rams take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
Set to begin their next drive, the Rams offense at the line. And they're coming off a 3-and-out, my friend.
I think they've got to look at that play sheet and go to a spot that they haven't gone before. Time to shake things up a little bit to try and get this offense moving.
Okay, so how do you do that? How do you shake things up?
You look at what you've called before, realize it hasn't worked
Go to
so
something
well,
else.
and maybe try and find one of those special plays from one of your better players, and maybe try and hit something big and get things going in the excitement area.
And this is going to be caught. He won the fight for the football. That's good for 28 yards.
Good strong throw and catch right there. And so far in this game, the alleys have been open for them to get completions, and they're taking advantage of it.
And we remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll hand things off to the coach, Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. He'll have a look back at a very intriguing opening weekend in the NFL. On 1st down, nothing opening up really on the running play. Give him maybe a yard, and it'll be 2nd down. Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run. They run the counter. Akers. And he'll go down at the 28.
So if you've been playing defense in this one, there's a little bit of the good and some bad, because they did give up the touchdown run to him earlier, but shut him down otherwise.
Outside of that, you're exactly right. I would say they've contained him very well. Newton on 3rd down. He'll get this to Akers out of the backfield. And he is going to have a Rams 1st down by a couple of yards as they're able to convert here on 3rd and 3. At 5 yards on the play there, the drive will continue. They run it with Balaj. And he's going to take this one down to about the 23-yard line. Derek Wolfe there on the tackle. The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9. They'll run here with Balaj. And the running lane's non-existent in this first half as they'll stop him behind the line. Now the Seahawks going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop him with a little over 30 seconds to go in the first half of play. Third and long, it's Newton. That is caught at the 7. Now the Rams will signal for a timeout, their second, as they'll stop the clock with 24 seconds to go in this first half. So it's first and goal and a great opportunity to get that lead back before the break. Balaj. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Rams. Kalen Balaj, as the first half is winding down. And the Rams are once again going to retake the lead. It's a run with Akers. They're going to try and run. And he is into the end zone to bump the lead. And so they run it in on the two-point try. You know, so often, Charles, we talk about, from the offense's perspective, what you do on the two-point conversion. How about the defense? How do they play run versus pass?
It's really difficult for them because I think most teams want to play for the pass. That's what they see most teams do. And so are you able to mass enough people inside if the team decides to run it? Very difficult. I think what you're seeing a lot more now, people blitzing the two-point conversion. They want you to make a quick decision and make it right now.
There, the offense wins the battle for two. Play action. It's Wilson. He lets it fly for Lockett. And that's caught inside the 35. And all the way in. Touchdown, Seattle. Tyler Lockett in the final seconds of the first half. And the Seahawks are now just an extra point away from moving out in front.
For as big and strong as some of these guys are, especially when you see them in full pads, it is sometimes hard to appreciate how truly fast they can move. That was incredible. This will make it into the end zone.
And not wanting to risk anything here late in the half, he'll just take a knee, and they'll bring the football out to the 25. Set to begin their next drive, the Rams offense at the line. Now here's a timeout as they're going to get it with 8 seconds remaining here in the first half. And from this spot in the field with the clock where it's at, you think we're just going to see a knee and that's it?
And I think in this situation, that's the proper play. But we do know there's some risk takers out there that may want to take one more shot before the clock runs out.
Escaping the pressure right. Now he'll let it go deep right side. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off by Jamal Adams. And he will be brought down as time is now run out on this first half of action.
Pay attention.
So we've reached halftime in a wild first half. We'll take a minute to catch our breath as we'll send you back over to Orlando with our EA Sports Halftime Report. Here's Jonathan Coachman. We'll see if Week 1 fatigue becomes any kind of a factor as we are back underway in the second half. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. And following that long touchdown pass, a one-play drive last time. And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. Aaron Donald able to drop him that time for his second sack of the evening. Now they run from the gun with Gordon. And this one will go to the 28-yard line. They'll wind up getting 10 back as that sets them up for third down.
That's a gain of 10. Brings up 3rd and 7.
On third down, Wilson. And they're able to get this one across the 35. It's another 10 yards on that one and another first down.
Seattle Seahawks.
Wilson. Oh, he tries to get it to Metcalf, but it's intercepted. Picked off at the 46. Finally put it into the return, but not until he takes it back all the way inside the 10-yard line. That is just what this defense was hoping for, an interception on the opening possession of this third quarter.
Obviously didn't want to surrender a touchdown and fall even farther behind, and we've gotten to know this team a little bit, haven't we? Could you just see their defense defensive leaders telling the offensive guys, telling the quarterback.
And he's going to take this one in for a Rams touchdown. Cam Akers, already his second touchdown here in this opening weekend. And the Rams use the short field to their advantage as they cash in for 6. And he's going to be stopped up right at the line of scrimmage. So the defense gets the stop. I know it's situation to situation, but who has more pressure there, offense or defense, when they go for 2?
I truly believe it's the defense has more pressure because the offense has an entire playbook wide open from the 2-yard line. You can run it, you can throw it. So defensively, I think most teams are going to be aggressive and force the issue and try and bring pressure.
They'll try and get the ground game going. Here's Gordon.
Number 25.
It's a pickup of 4, and it'll bring up 2nd down.
I have to think a major focus of the halftime meetings had to be figuring out how to create space for the running game to get operating.
Well, what you pointed out to me at half seems accurate. That line has struggled to sustain blocks.
Yeah, I would agree with that totally. They've got to focus on staying on their double teams at the first level, make sure that block's secured before they slide off and try and chip someone at the second level.
Tyler Lockett was the target there, and it's 3rd down. From the shotgun, Wilson, and he finds Seals Jones complete. And he is going to have a Seahawks 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. Throwing now, Wilson on 1st down. He'll find Metcalf. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. 1st down, Seattle on a pickup of 13.
But one of the ways the quarterbacks keep all the receivers alive in a play, never lock in on any one guy. Make sure you keep your eyes moving, scan the field. And here he finds the open guy for a nice pickup.
So from Rams territory now, it's 1st and 10 at the 47. To throw again is Wilson. And his throw here is incomplete.
They've given up a few 1st downs on this drive, but getting the incompletion there, that should give them something to build on and maybe turn the tide.
Play action. Now Wilson. On the right side, it's Hilton with a catch. And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds. A gain there of 30 big ones. So the big play means just like that, they'll operate from the red zone now on 1st down. Flush to his right. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And the Seahawks are going to be looking at 1st and goal as they move this down to the 4-yard line. 13 yards as they've got the connection working. His 2nd catch in a row, 1st down. 1st and goal, Melvin Gordon. They're able to get a couple here, but won't get across the plane as they stop him right around the 1. 2nd and goal from the 1.
Brings up 2nd and goal.
They'll try and punch it in. Gordon. And he pushes forward but comes up short of the goal line as he'll get a yard down to about the 1.
1 yard on the play. It's now
On 3rd and goal, Wilson. And this time he is in. Russell Wilson now with 4 touchdown passes on the afternoon as his guys are able to regain the lead. CD, it seemed like they were so focused on the guys out wide, they forgot about him out of the backfield.
That's a really good point because you got to communicate, and oftentimes when you start counting receivers, that's exactly what you do. You start from the widest receiver, work your way inside. Who gets lost sometimes? The back in the backfield. That's exactly what happened there.
And he got into the end zone.
26.
Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. This will make it into the end zone.
The Rams take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
Set to begin their next drive, the Rams offense at the line. Now, we have seen a lot on the scoreboard here in this quarter. So sometimes you talk to me about tendency breakers on offense. These defenses struggling. Are there tendency breakers on defense?
All defensive coordinators keep something in their hip pocket for these types of situations. What can we do to slow down the onslaught? But the biggest thing...
Cam fighting. He lost the football. It's out. And the Seahawks have picked it up.
Well, let's be frank. You hate the fumble at the end of the play. But prior to that, I liked a lot of what was going on. Tucks it down, takes off, picks up good yardage. But But in that portion of the field, that close to the sideline,
step out.
Yeah, either get down or get out of bounds. Take care of the ball.
Yeah, he had the yards, but then the mistake. And now this is intercepted. My goodness. Xavier Rhodes with a pick. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
So here's a 1st and 10 now, down inside the 20. And they'll run the option to start the drive.
And he's going to lose yardage here back to the 14-yard line. Yikes, a 4-yard loss really sets him back now for 2nd down. And that one goes incomplete. He's maybe lucky it wasn't a fumble as he got hit as he threw it.
I may be an analyst, but I'm also a fan. I love it when people take the big shots downfield, but he was under a lot of duress. And I think that forced the incompletion downfield. Didn't have a real good chance to find his target.
Throwing on 3rd and long. Newton. Into a double team, and it's intercepted. He's picked off at his own 46. And they'll set up shop in enemy territory at the 45-yard line. Now Gordon on 1st down. Give him 10 yards on the pickup, and it'll be 2nd and very short.
The tackle made at the 36-yard line. 10 yards on the
We are through 3 quarters here on NFL Kickoff Weekend. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 37-yard line. He winds up giving a yard back there, and now it's 3rd and 2.
I like the idea to mix it up from time to time because, let's face it, you can't be predictable. But the execution was a little lacking on this one, right? They might want to go back to the drawing board with that call.
3rd and 2, now Wilson. He'll find his tight end, Seals Jones. And he is going to have a Seahawks 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. 27 yards there on a very nice 3rd down conversion. This is caught. And he is in for the Seattle touchdown.
Oh, yeah!
DK Metcalf. Already his 2nd touchdown here in this opening weekend. And the Seahawks find a way to stretch their lead. And he knocks it through.
Makes the score Seahawks 34.
Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. Set to begin their next drive, the Rams offense at the line.
There's still plenty of time here in the 4th quarter. Just a 1-possession game, down 8. They'll be looking for the touchdown and 2-point conversion. A field goal here on this drive does very little at this stage.
16 yards right off the bat and a 1st down.
16 yards. 1st down.
To throw is Newton. And he'll get it out a couple yards shy of midfield at the 48.
This possession means so much for them. They've got to focus on this drive and find a way to make this a 1-possession game. Got to get a score.
Yeah, so good with a field goal. Don't necessarily need a touchdown.
More muscle up front for this 2nd and 2. They've got 3 tight ends out there. Now a run with Akers.
And now nothing but green ahead of him. Past the 20. Touchdown, L.A.
Cam Akers
with now 3 Week 1 touchdowns. And the Rams are now just a 2-point conversion away from tying this thing up.
And that one heck of a run right there. Once he got loose, you could tell that he was going to run a long way. That was pretty impressive.
And first and foremost, this is all about vision. He could see the play developing right in front of him. And once he's past the line of scrimmage and got a full head of steam behind him, he's just going to keep right on going.
So the lead shaved to 2 now as the kickoff is away.
And they'll get him down right around the 25, actually the 26 officially, so a net gain of 1 there.
Here's the Seattle offense ready to get this drive underway. A little less than 4 minutes remaining, and the margin for error is small with this slim lead. Operate within your 4-minute offense here, Charles?
Definitely. And remember, the 4-minute offense doesn't always correspond to what's up on the clock. What they need to do is play a little bit of keep away right now. Run the clock down. Make sure their opponent doesn't get the ball back. Their dream scenario, get enough first downs and make them eat up their timeouts so the game ends when you're kneeling down with the football.
This a very important drive, and that incompletion leads to a very important third down here if they're going to try and get the football back.
Yeah, getting it back, absolutely crucial to their chances to try and win this game. I would expect a lot of pressure here. They can't afford to let them continue to get first downs and eat away at the clock.
And that is incomplete.
Has to be a little bit of frustration there. Back-to-back incompletions. Receivers blanketed on both attempts, this time on third down.
This is away and a very good kick angled for the sidelines. And this will be out of bounds at the what here? The 12-yard line.
At their own 12-yard line.
Set to begin their next drive, the Rams offense at the line. Their defense accomplished step one of the mission. They forced the punt. Now they'll look to erase that deficit and take a fourth-quarter lead. Give them a couple on the carry there, 2nd and 8.
A gain of 2 brings up 2nd and 8.
Play action, it's Newton. Got a man, and he hits him in stride. And he works it across the 25 before being tackled. 12 yards there and a first down. Some pretty good games all weekend. We may have saved the best for last. This Monday night game has been a dandy. They'll run on first down. Akers. He takes this for 3 to the 29. The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7.
29-yard line. It's a pickup of 3.
2 minutes remain, and that's our score differential as well. 2 points here in the fourth quarter. So it's Rams football here as we get you reset. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. And he finds a man with a crossing route. And he'll be tackled right on the chalk of the 45. It's a pickup of 17 and a first down. On the option, here's Newton. And he's out of bounds just before the midfield stripe at the 49. Give him 4 yards there on the first down keeper.
Well, if you're going to run the read option, typically, you've got to keep an eye on the defensive end.
And what does that mean? What are you looking for with a defensive end?
Well, you want to play off of what he does. If he collapses inside towards the running back, then you pull it and take it yourself outside in. If he stays outside, you go ahead and leave it with the running back. In this case, pulled it and got good yardage himself.
Well, when you're leading in the fourth quarter, that's not the penalty you want.
Not at all, and now your discipline comes into question. Having poise this stage of the game, you can't have those kind of plays.
So now after the face mask penalty, here's 1st and goal. And he'll give it here to his running back. And he stopped immediately there. Now the Seahawks going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming 2nd down play. On the counter, this is Akers. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Rams. An 8-yard touchdown run. And the Rams have taken the lead here in the fourth. Here we go now as we get set for a big 2-point conversion. It's a run with Akers. He'll try and run it here. And he got it on the touchdown run, but he won't get in here. He'll be stopped short. And they'll come up empty on the try for 2. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. It's a short kick taken out beyond the 20.
The Seahawks take over 1st and 10 at their own 28-yard line.
Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. They're down here in a one-score game, but the time, it's a factor, but it's not a huge factor right now, is it?
It's really not, because this amount of time gives them a chance to run their offense, to go through play sequences. And this is what they work on every week in practice, usually on a Friday. They go over this type of a situation, late game situation. What are we going to do when we have the opportunity? They've called these plays a bunch of times. Now's their chance to execute them.
Well, they have the opportunity now. Here's the execution. This one into the hands of Metcalf. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. That'll be marked as a 27-yard pickup. Back to throw. And it's caught. That's over 40 yards of movement with those last two plays. Now the Seahawks call the second of their 3 timeouts, as the clock will stop with an even 20 seconds left to go. They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And they will stop him after a fairly minimal pickup. Now the Seahawks forced to use their 3rd and final timeout as they get it with 16 seconds remaining on the clock. Extra bulk up front for 2nd and inches. 3 tight ends. They keep it on the ground. Again, Gordon. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. So on 3rd and goal, Gordon. Boy, no chance as he was met and dropped behind the line there. So the L.A. Rams with a victory here. And with that, our journey begins, Charles. Week 1 in the books. Going to be a great season.
Oh, man, so much to look forward to. Isn't it nice to get a really good game right out of the gate? Preseason behind us. All these games count now, don't they?
Yeah, this is the exciting time with just 1 week gone and plenty of weeks to come. So for Los Angeles, it'll be a happy trip home as they start the season with a road victory here on a Monday night. And they'll get another road test next week as they have to go to Santa Clara to take on the 49ers.